one dharma. People think of dharma as the truth or the right thing to do. There is one truth, which is, of course, the supreme cosmic truth, but under it, in the world of experience, my truth, your truth, and the truth. There is no proper translation of dharma into English, and yet we still have to try, because that is the core thought about Vedic philosophy is dharma. Create desires of Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is the truth. Chit is the awareness of that truth. And once you become aware of it, you experience Ananda, which is bliss. And bliss comes from knowing that you are that Sat. You are the truth that you are seeking. Welcome and namaste to my Positivity Matters satsang on Dharma. So today we will be discussing the most difficult, slippery concept of Dharma, which is the most integral and foundational concept to Vedic thought. And there is no proper translation of dharma into English, because it's not a single word. It encompasses, or rather changes, the concept or meaning of dharma changes from depending on time, place, and situation. So no one word can actually capture the meaning of dharma. And yet we still have to try, because that is the core philosophy of Vedic philosophy. Core thought about Vedic philosophy is dharma. And dharma, there is no one dharma. People think of dharma as the truth or the right thing to do. And what people don't understand is that there is one truth, which is, of course, the supreme cosmic truth, but under it, in the world of experience, my truth, your truth, and the truth. So we always focus on my truth, and we forget that everybody has a different way of perceiving truth. And there is this story about, in the Hindu Puranas, about six blind men. All of you must have heard it, trying to figure out an elephant, and depending on which part of the elephant you are touching and feeling, that's your perception of truth, whether the tail or a trunk, or the legs or the body. So dharma is like that, and truth is like that. Having said that, there are three things about truth you need to understand. One is Nitya. Nitya is the cosmic truth, that which never changes. Under any circumstance, it is the truth. The fact that there is one cosmic energy out there, that is Nitya. Second one is Anitya. Anitya is that which changes. So it is our experiential truth. And then we have Tuchha, which is something that does not exist at all. It's like an oxymoron. So Nitya is uh, the truth, that the cosmic truth. Anitya would be something like, the sky is blue. We all look at the sky and we teach our kids the sky is blue. In reality, sky is not blue, but that is our experience. When we look at the sky from a certain perspective, it is the truth. That's what we experience, that's what we see. But scientists and everybody know that sky is not blue, ocean is not blue. It's how we perceive it. But Tuchha is like the concept of the unicorn. Nobody has perceived it, nobody has seen it. So truth is Nitya, with that which never changes, and that is the ultimate truth, what we call God. Then there is Anitya, which is what everybody perceives it. Sometimes we perceive the sky as blue, pink, purple, it keeps changing. Nitya is that which never changes. Anitya is your experience, but it is constantly changing. Tuchha is it never existed. It's a figment of your imagination, like a unicorn or whatever else you have heard. So nobody has seen it yet. That is Tuchha. Now, we should never be too harsh on ourselves, because we don't know what is our dharma, because even the greatest of sages and kings and leaders have grappled with it and have fallen short, because it is not such an easy concept. And as I said, it changes based on the time, place, and situation. So Vedic philosophy talks about Swadharma, your dharma. Everybody has a unique dharma. It's not that my dharma is not your dharma, and the problem starts when I try to follow your dharma or expect you to follow my dharma. So the concept of Swadharma, Swa is me, dharma is the right thing to do. What am I supposed to do? So I will try to explain dharma based on a two-step process. One is go to the root word of dharma, what dharma, the word root of dharma, and the function. The root word of dharma is dhri. Dhri means to hold something together, the essential qualities and properties that hold something together. For instance, what is the property of fire? If you expect fire to behave like water flowing and cooling and soothing and it won't do that. The dhri or the dharma of fire is to burn and purify. Similarly, if you expect a lion or a tiger to eat vegetarian and come and suckle a goat, that is not the dharma of the lion. So what is the essential characteristic or quality that holds a concept together, whether the concept be a lion or a tiger or a fire or a human being? So the core quality of human beings, what is that? Two things that defines human being. We have a spiritual aspect and we have a material aspect. We have a body and we have a mind. Now we'll go to the function of dharma. So the function of dharma is to help us sort out our human condition. So what is the human condition? How to balance and harmonize our body with our mind. Now our body, this material aspect of us, generates three kinds of desires. Desire for money, sex, and power. Money translates to ease, sex translates to desire, and power translates to glory. So the material, when we operate from our material part, we are seeking money, sex, and power, or ease, joy, and glory. When we are operating from our spiritual part, we are trying to express or create desires of Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is the truth, knowing, and what is truth? That which does not change. Chit is the awareness of the truth. We have to constantly try to understand what is the truth, what is Satya, what is that which never changes under any circumstances. And once you become aware of it, you experience Ananda, which is bliss. And bliss comes from knowing that you are that Sat, you are the truth that you are seeking. Once you know that, you are in a state of bliss. So that is the dharma for human beings. Now, having said that, remember I said that each of us has to determine, because this happens in degrees. It depends on place, a situation, and circumstances. So we have, the Vedic philosophy has given us two metrics, two systems to figure out what our Swadharma is. One of them is called Varna. The other is called Ashrama. Varna very poorly translates to caste, and it is nothing to do with the caste system, the bastardized caste system that is being practiced in current society. Varna does not mean that, but Varna means, it talks about the fact that human beings have four basic temperaments. Human beings can fall into four different temperaments or aptitudes. And this is not just the Vedic philosophy talking about it. If you look at the father of medicine, Hippocrates, he talks about four kinds of humors. He talks about melancholic. People can be melancholic, people can be phlegmatic, people can be sanguine, people can be choleric, based on four different characteristics of earth, water, fire, and air. Similarly, Plato in the Republic, he's the, the father of Western philosophy. Plato talks in his Republic of four kinds of people. There are laborers or workers, then there are tradesmen or merchants, and what should I say, economists. In modern day, tradesmen will translate to people involved in economic activity. Then there are administrators or politicians, and then there are scientists or philosophers. So any society you go, any time you go, whichever part of the world you go to, there are these four kinds of people. Based on that, this is what the Vedic philosophy has said. People fall into four categories: Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Brahmana. And it is, the problem started when people linked this to hereditary. If you're born into a Brahmin's family, you don't necessarily become a Brahmin. Neither you're born into a Sudra family, you become necessarily a Sudra. These are temperaments that we have to search and find within ourselves. We have to understand what these temperaments are. Sudra temperament is when you operate in your body consciousness in a survival mode. All you can think about is how to survive today and have some pleasures, how to eat, sleep, and survive. All you can think about is yourself. If you are operating from that point of view, you are a Sudra, irrespective of what your parents are, siblings are. Then, when your consciousness or awareness rises a little, you become a Vaishya. Vaishya is a transactional personality, it's a tradesman, or in modern society, it translates to people who create wealth, not just for themselves, but for everybody else, for society in general. So, your awareness goes from just about me to how me and you, the society, can create and enjoy wealth. So they are called Vaishya. Vaishya means a transaction, and where both interact with each other, me with the rest of my community and society, to create and enjoy wealth and the good things in life. Then come when your awareness rises a little bit more, you become a Kshatriya. Kshatriya is one who tries to uphold the social justice, the social what should I say, social justice, who fights for social justice and maintains social justice in society, where they're not thinking about themselves anymore. They're not thinking about themselves and others creating something. They say that I will protect you. That is my dharma. Then the awareness goes to the level of Brahman, where you are not worried about your everyday survival. You are not worried about creating wealth for yourself or anybody else. You are not worried about protecting social justice in your community. But your duty, your dharma becomes to spend time and energy to understand the ultimate realities, the philosophies and principles of life, the ultimate reality, and share that with the rest of community. The share that not just with your family, but with the rest of your community and society. So then you can be born into a Brahmin family and be a Kshatriya. You can be born into a Kshatriya family, and slowly through your effort and hard work, you can grow up the consciousness scale. And the Hindu, Puranas and Upanishads are full of these stories where people were born into ignorance, and through their hard work, they have become sages and saints. Not just in Hinduism, in every culture, people with very bad karma and background have reformed themselves. So there is mobility in these varnas. And it helps to keep this in focus, that when you're a Sudra, all you can think about is me. When you're a Vaishya, you're thinking about how me and you can create something together. When you are a Kshatriya, again, your awareness shifts to just you. I will take care of you. I don't care about my safety, like people who go and fight in the battlefield. I don't care about my wealth. I care about standing up for what I believe in. And then you go into the Brahmin, which again goes back to, it's all about me, but not small me, because me includes the whole universe. I will get this information and share it with, like Einstein. I mean, he could have just found out relativity and just kept it to himself, but his discovery helped the whole universe. He did it for himself, but it was for the whole universe. So that is the Varna system. That will help you to understand where you are. Are you a Shudra? Are you a Vaishya? Are you a Kshatriya? Or are you a Brahmin? And there is no shame or any degree of better or worse. It's just where you are. And then you work yourself up the scale. The second one is called ashrama. Ashrama is stages in life. Again, there are 4 stages in life. When we are born, all human beings have to go through 4 stages. One is called brahmacharya, second is called grihastha, third is called vanaprastha, and finally it is called sannyasa. Brahmacharya is when you're born into this world, you are ignorant. You have to spend the first quarter of your life trying to understand the laws and principles and philosophy and how the world works as a student life. So you have to practice control over your senses. Brahmacharya is loosely believed to have celibacy, sexual restraint and constraint. That is not true. In brahmacharya, You have to control what you eat, what you see, what you hear, what you do, how you enjoy. As a child, as a student, you have very strict things what you can or cannot do. So that is brahmacharya, because that is the time you're absorbing information from the world. Then you go to the next stage, grihastha, which involves with all this information, you figure out that how to earn money and name and fame, how to enjoy life, because we are born with a material side. If the spirit did not want to enjoy, it would not have taken a human form. So in the grihastya, how to enjoy the right way, and how to create get name and fame the right way. Then you go to the vanaprastha, which is a retirement. You don't completely check out of society, but you use your experience and your wisdom to guide those who are younger than you, your experience. You take on a almost like a consulting role, so you're not completely detached from your family or society, but you step back from an active role, and you start preparing for the final stage, which is called sannyasa, which means you learn to detach from material things, from your relationships and everybody, and get ready for death. And death is not, in a Vedic philosophy, it is nothing to be scared of. It is just a stepping stone, a transcendence to a different way of life. So then, how do we discover what is our swadharma? We have to take these varnas, four varnas and four ashramas, and figure out where you are. Am I at a Sudra level, Vaishya level, Kshatriya level, Brahmin level? And also, am I at a Brahmacharya? Am I a student? Or am I a Grihastha as a householder? Or am I a Vanaprastha, retirement stage? Or Sannyasa, getting ready to leave this world? Based on that X and Y axis, you will figure out what is your swadharma. You could be at a Sudra at a Grihastha level, you could be Vaishya at a Brahmacharya level. So accordingly, there are prescribed rules that you should follow. Now, having said that, it is very, once you figure out what is your swadharma, you will try your best and understand that everybody can only follow their swadharma or dharma at their current level of awareness. Your awareness and my awareness may not be Mother Teresa's, or a saint, or a realized master. We cannot expect to be there, but wherever we are, we try at our current level of awareness, we try our best. So that is our swadharma. But it is very important also to understand what is adharma, that which goes distinctly, clearly goes against dharma. This you cannot do any of these things. They never tell you exactly what to do. They give you some some suggestions, but they tell you exactly what you cannot do. They are very clear. So the first adharma is called vidharma. Vidharma means when somebody is trying to practice their dharma, you try to go and dissuade them or break it, or make it difficult for them to practice their dharma. There can be any number of examples. For example, somebody is happily married and you try to go and entice them and tempt them into extramarital life. You are responsible for them falling off practicing their dharma. You are committing adharma. That is wrong, and the karma will come back to bite you. There's no question. The other person will suffer, but you certainly will suffer. There's no question about that. Or somebody is performing their duties properly in a corporate setup, and you try to bribe them and make them do things that they're not supposed to do. You're forcing them or tempting them to break their dharma. That is called adharma. That has very bad repercussions. Second is paradharma. Paradharma is the opposite of swadharma. What I am supposed to do, suppose I find myself a brahmacharya, that is, I'm a student, I have to dedicate my time and energy to learning. That is when I try to be a grahastha, get married and have fun and have parties and try to travel the day before my exam. That is paradharma. I'm not a grahastha. Why am I trying to do that? Or a sannyasa who has taken detached from society, looking at somebody and wanting to marry, or looking at somebody's house and hoping, oh, I had a house like this, or going to a restaurant and wanting to eat. That is not the dharma of a sannyasa. If you figure that you're a sannyasa, practice the prescriptions that are given to a sannyasa. So that is called paradharma. And many times, we have chosen to be a teacher or a professor because we love to learn and teach. That is a Brahmin profession. And we look at a person like Mark Zuckerberg and we wish that we had that kind of money, we had the company and stock. But that is a Vaishya profession. Mark Zuckerberg is a Vaishya. He's in the tradition. He's a wealth creator. He's not a teacher. So getting confused between whether I'm a wealth creator or I'm a teacher, whether I'm a philosopher and a scientist or whether I'm a wealth creator, that is confusion, paradharma. That also doesn't bear well. Next comes after paradharma is upama, which is appearing to do dharma just mechanically. I'm supposed to, let's say, teach somebody. I don't spend any time researching. I just go to class and say whatever comes to my mind, but all the time trying to figure out how to make money. Then you should have gone into a profession that allows you, a dharma that allows you to create wealth. Why are you in the profession where you are about to teach and you spend no time learning, researching, understanding and teaching another person? That is called upama, pretending to follow your dharma. You figured out your swadharma is a teacher, and yet you're trying to be something other than a teacher. Or you figured out you're a student, you're trying to be a householder, a married person. So that is called upama, just mechanically. Sorry, that was paradharma. Upama is mechanically. You are married, but you don't follow any of the duties of marriage, to earn and to take care of your children and to have a safe environment. Just for the sake of being a householder, you got married, created some children, and that was that. That is upama. You're not even doing properly what you're supposed to do, mechanically you're doing. Then comes chala, which is deception, pretending to be somebody you are not, whether it is a pretending to a doctor that you're not, pretending to be a teacher that you're not, pretending to be single when you're not. That is a dharma also, because other person is confused, they don't know who you are, so their dharma is affected because you are putting up a front, a masquerade, you're deceiving the other person. And then comes abhasa, which is creating a dharma where there is none. For instance, you have decided your dharma is a kshatriya, and you will join the army or military and you are sent to the border to fight. And then you'll say, oh, killing people is so bad, I cannot kill people. That is not your dharma. That is not the place to pull in this concept. Then you should have been a Brahmin or a Vaishya or somebody else. You cannot be a Shudra and a Kshatriya, enter the military and go there and say, I will not fight. Or you cannot be a doctor and say, oh, cutting somebody's body is wrong, so I'm not going to do the surgery. That is creating a dharma where it does not exist. Or somebody saying that I'm a friend, and when your friend does some hideous crime and you're called to as a witness to the courtroom, you'll say, no, this is a client, it's a privilege, he told me in confidence. There is no such rule. Only lawyer, attorney client privilege is there, medical privilege is there, but as a friend, if somebody has done a heinous crime, it is your duty to expose that person. So creating a dharma where there is no dharma. So these are the five things that come under adharma. What is the first one? Vidharma, stopping somebody else from doing their dharma. Then comes paradharma, doing somebody else's dharma. You have decided your swadharma is something else, but you want to follow somebody else's dharma. Then upama, where you are appearing to do the dharma just mechanically, but your heart and mind is not there. Then comes chala, you're pretending. It is not your dharma, you're not that, but you're pretending to be that. And then comes abhasa, creating a dharma where none exists. So these are adharma. So the ultimate task is then based on your current level of awareness. What is your tendency, your aptitude? Then you go through the Varna system, and what stage in life are you at? Are you a learner, a brahmacharya stage, a student? Are you a householder stage where you have to create wealth and earn name and fame? Or are you at the retirement stage of vanaprastha? Or are you at the end stage phase of your life where you're preparing for death, which is sannyasa? Now, I'll give you a couple of examples what happens, because there's so many dharmas, and many times in your life, or in almost on a daily basis, you will have two dharmas conflict with each other. And you'll have to figure out which dharma to follow. And it's not just you and me. Even the greatest saints and avatars have experienced this, and it's called dharma sankat, the confusion, which one to go. And I'll give you an example that were given in the Hindu Puranas. It says there was this sage who was meditating in the forest, and he saw a deer run for its life, and closely followed by a hunter who comes and asks the sage, "Oh, holy sir, have you seen a deer pass by here? I'm trying to hunt." Because and the hunter's dharma is to hunt an animal. Nothing wrong in that. He makes a living. He feeds his family hunting. So the sage was in a dilemma, quandary, what to do, because one of his dharma is to protect the life in general. He's a Brahmin, and he cannot tell a lie, because Brahmins cannot tell a lie. If you are in search of the Brahman, the ultimate truth, how can you tell a lie? At the same time, non-violence is another dharma that a Brahmin has to practice. So he was, of course, a very quick-witted sage. So he told this hunter, he said, "Dear sir, my eyes can see, but they cannot talk. And my mouth can talk, but they cannot see. So I cannot tell you what I saw." So he got out of that situation because he decided that ahimsa, non-violence, was his parama dharma. Rather than tell the truth, he chose to follow non-violence. Now, for everybody, it will be a different choice. Nowhere it says everybody has to do that. And this is beautifully explained in our current legal system. Many times local laws will conflict with our constitutional laws. And always you'll have to figure out, the constitutional law will always triumph and trump over local laws. Now you will have to figure out what is the constitutional law and what is the local law. And to that extent, the local law has to be trumped over by constitutional law. So there are many laws governing our life, but you have to figure out which is the higher law, superior law, stronger law, and let that trump over. And you alone can decide that. And if you can't decide, that is why the scriptures have been given, gurus have been given, parents have been given to help you navigate through this, a murky life of determining what is my dharma. So basically, ultimately, you have to use your current level of awareness. It will be nice if you read scriptures, your own scriptures or any other scriptures. All the scriptures of the world come down to love, gratitude, forgiveness, repentance. There is nothing different. They say it in many different ways. All come down to these four things. If you have a guru, a mentor, or somebody who has walked that path, has access to better information than you, that'll be great. Or good friends. And that is why it is important to have a spiritual satsang, where you are our philosophy, Vedic philosophy talks about you are molded by your company. And they say, even I think in Jesuit teaching, they say, give me a child below the age of 7, I will tell you how he will be as a man. Because how you create your environment, nature and nurture, will determine. So you have no say over where you are born, but you definitely have a say about who you surround yourself with. And that is why many religions and cultures have a rite of passage. You're born again, immaculate conception, where you decide to follow a different path, a spiritual path, a higher law. So you have to ask yourself, what I'm about to do, is it taking me towards my ultimate truth or no? And how do you know what is the ultimate truth? There are only two emotions, love and fear. If what you do creates fear in you, makes you contract, it's not the right path. Your instinct knows it. And if something you're about to do makes you feel, even though you're scared, it makes you feel expanded and love, you are on the right path. But you alone have to make time for that kind of introspection, reflection, study the scriptures, and seek the help and guidance from mentors and gurus and other people who have walked the path. So that is how you determine your dharma. Now, I can take questions after we finish the chanting. So I chose two mantras based on this, how to, find guidance in following our dharma. Now, when we are born, we don't know what to do. Who do we turn to first? Our parents. And Hindu philosophy says that your first guru is your mother, first guru, because you have to survive first. Without the mother, you cannot survive. Second guru is your father. He teaches you the ways of the world. And then comes all other gurus who teach you whatever you need to learn in society. And finally comes your spiritual guru who teaches you to go beyond the limitations of the body and mind. But since all of us don't have access to all these fantastic gurus in our lives, we will invoke the infinite, love principle, the supreme consciousness, supreme energy, and say, you are my father, you are my mother, you are my knowledge, you are my wealth. You tell me, guide me what I should do. The minute you ask this question to the universe, immediately you'll get your answer. Different matter when you're ready to receive it. Many times we don't want to hear. We say, oh God, tell me what to do, but please tell me what I want to hear. That's not how it's going to work. If you want to know what you should do, you should have an open mind. If they tell you to do something you don't want to do, you have to do that. And the second mantra is saying that having asked for this guidance, I'm going to do what I have understood. I'll use my organs of perception, my organs of action, my mind, my intellect, my heart. Whatever I do, I dedicate it to you. So I don't take any responsibility because I am asking for direction. This is my understanding, and I am giving it to you, O Lord. Whoever is your personal deity, that will help you navigate the dharma, your dharma, at any given time, place, or circumstance. So let us go through these mantras, and then I will take questions, and we can, I will be happy to answer them. So the first mantra is Tvameva Mata. Let's read it first, and then before let me just explain the meaning, and then we'll go through our routine of Om and Gam Ganapate Nama and the other thing. So it says, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva. You are truly my mother, and you are truly my father. Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva. You are my relative. Bandhu is relative. Sakha, you are my friend. Tvameva Vidya, you are my knowledge. Dravinam Tvameva, you are my wealth, whatever wealth I have. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. You are truly all my God of God. So you're asking the universe or your personal deity and saying, I invoke you as a mother, as a father, as a relative, as a friend, as my knowledge, as my wealth. Then you're saying, Kayena Vacha Manasendri Eva. Whatever I do with my body, Kaya is body, Vacha is speech, Manas is mind, Indriya is sense organs. Kayena Vacha Manasendri Eva. Buddhyatmana va Prakriti Swabhavat. Buddhi is intellect. Whatever I do with my intellect. Buddhyatmana va Prakriti, feelings of heart, unconscious, what I do with my intellect, feelings of heart, consciously through my natural tendencies or my mind. So Prakriti is my nature. I'm born with a particular nature depending on the elements and the three qualities of mind. Everybody has a particular nature. So whatever I do based on my intellect or my nature or my habits is Prakriti Swabhavat. Swabhava is habits. So whatever I do with my intellect, my mind, and my nature, and my habit, karomi yat yat shakalam parashmi. Whatever I do with any of these things, Narayana, that is the Nara is the perfected human being, the perfected being, which is the cosmic being, which is the ultimate universe. Ayana, you're going towards that, or you're seeking that. Narayana, iti samarpayami. This is my ultimate invocation. I'm asking you to give me this. So now we will recite this, chant these mantras as usual. We'll start with one Om, then we'll do Om Gam Ganapate Nama, then we'll do the group invocation, Sahana Bhavatu, and then we'll do these two mantras. Thereafter, I can answer all your questions. Let's start. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be protected. May we all be nourished. May we all work hard and experience brilliance. Shanti, peace within, peace in the external world, and cosmic peace. Om Tumeva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Kayena Vacha Manasendrieva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhava Karomi Yadyat Shakalam Parasmai Narayanaye Iti Samarpayami. One more time. Tumeva Mata, you are my mother. Chapita Tumeva, you are my father. Tumeva Bandhu, you are my relative. Chasakha Tumeva, you are my friend. Tvameva Vidya, you are my knowledge. Dravidam Tvameva, you are my wealth. Tvameva Sarvam, you are all alone. Mama Deva Deva, all gods rolled into one, you are my ultimate God. Kayena Vacha, whatever I do with my body or with my speech. Manasendrieva, whatever I do with my mind or my sense organs. Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Swabhavat, whatever I do with my intellect or my nature or my habits. Karomi Atyat Shakalam Parasme, everything I do by dedicating it to you, Narayana. Narayanaye iti samarpayami. I surrender and dedicated all my actions, whether done by my body, my speech, my mind, or through my habit or my nature. I surrender and dedicate all of it to Lord Narayana, whoever is your personal God that you consider is like your father, mother, relative, friend, wealth, your knowledge. You dedicate all to that and ask them to guide you, to find you, help you find your Dharma in life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Paying respect to all the gurus, all the people who have guided you to walk the path of truth towards your higher self. In gratitude, you bow your head to them, bow your head to them. Take a moment to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out and relax. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, relax. Visualize the things you said today, you did today, whether you did out of your basic nature or because of your habits, everything that you did to acquire knowledge or create wealth, visualize your personal deity or the universe and bring your hands together, create a receiving space, put everything that you claimed you did today and enjoyed today into your palms and offer it at the feet of your personal deity and God. I dedicate my thoughts, my action, my speech, my feelings, my emotions, my knowledge, my wealth at your feet. Please guide me to follow my Swadharma and one step at a time move towards my higher self. So be it, so be it, so it is. Rub your palms together, cup your eyes, slowly blink into them, and when you're ready, only when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. Degree or get a job or find a house. So there is this wanting and there is this thing. And when you get that thing, whether it's a person or the degree or the money or the job or the house, for a short period of time, you are extremely happy. Why? Because you're not seeking. You have what you want. And it could be for a few moments when you're eating an ice cream. It could be for a few years when you are in a relationship. It could be for a decade when you have a nice house, or it could be any a period of time. But for that period of time, you're not seeking. When you're not seeking, when there is no lack in your life, there is happiness. Now, if you take these small bits of happiness and string it together, and there is never a seeking or a lack in your life, that is Ananda. And when do you get that Ananda or bliss? When you experience Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is the truth, that which never changes. Everything else changes. Your body is constantly changing. So it cannot give you permanent pleasure or happiness. Your mind is split second, it's changing. It cannot give you that kind of pleasure or happiness. Your intellect also believes what you believed 10 years ago, it's not the same. Cannot, because it is changing. So what is that one thing that never changes? When that is Sat. Chit is awareness. When you become aware of that, and what is that awareness? I am everything. I create my reality. There is no seeking, there is no lacking, there is no I am here, the world is there, I don't have it. That is a state of bliss called Ananda, because you have it all. You create your life. Who is to tell you? It's like a king going to his kingdom and looking at a mango tree or an apple tree and say, oh, I wish I could have this apple. You can have it. You are the king of your kingdom. Go and get that apple and eat it. The same way, or the president walking and saying that, oh, I wish I can walk into the White House. You are entitled to walk into the White House. So once we realize that our internal kingdom, even Jesus called it the heavenly kingdom is within you. All you need to do is go inside, realize you are the creator of your life. You can create whatever you want. And if you don't like something in your life, understand that you have created it. And if you have created it, you can change it. Because if you blame somebody else, then you have no power. The point of power is somewhere else. Point of creation is within you. Point of attraction is within you. Point of power is within you. You can't not be blissful. You know, hey, it is like this because I created it. Unconsciously, I've created it. Now, consciously, let me manifest a different outcome. You're in a state of bliss. Nobody will take away anything from you. You are the king, the sovereign, the president of your life. So that once you know that, there is only bliss, because nobody can make you do anything that you don't want to do. But of course, it doesn't happen easily. That realization that I am the Atma, I am that what I'm seeking. And that requires a lot. In one lifetime it doesn't happen. That's where karma comes in, that's where so many other things come in. But it is possible. People have shown it to us. Many ascended masters, starting from any religion you take, there will be hundreds of saints and sages who have shown the path. So we can get there. But when you're operating from your material things, seeking money, sex, and power, it is only limited. It can only give you limited happiness. When you're seeking Sat, Chit, Ananda, the truth, awareness of the truth, it will give you Ananda, which is infinite bliss. Did that answer your question, Thomas?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Sure. What's the name of the second mantra, the one dedicated to universal consciousness? There's no name. I don't know. I mean, it's just, these are mantras, the Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva. So they can come in permutation and combination with any number of mantras. So anytime you want to dedicate your actions born of your mind, your intellect, your habit, your nature, your speech, you would use something like that. This mantra can appear in combination with another mantra as well. So there's no such, at least I'm not aware of a name for the mantra. How does the Satchidanand help to define one's dharma? Well, this is a good question, because we have, like I said in the beginning, the human beings have two aspects to them, a spiritual and a material. But we get confused because we think we are material beings trying to understand spirituality. What we don't understand is we are spiritual beings trying to have a material experience. Once you understand that essentially we are energy, we are not matter. Our energy, our soul has decided to incarnate in matter to experience the physical pleasures and material pleasures. So once you realize that, wherever there is a conflict between your material needs and your spiritual needs, guess what? Your spiritual needs is the constitutional law. Your material needs are the local laws. So yes, you will follow them as long as it does not conflict with your spiritual existence, with your spiritual beliefs and spiritual ideas. Whatever, if your material thing, for instance, we all want to make money, but our wisdom tells us that we cannot steal from somebody and make money. When there is a conflict, your knowledge will triumph over your need to make money. Doesn't matter how desperately you need to make money, you know stealing is wrong. That is your spiritual information. Your material body is craving for money to eat and sleep. But when there's a conflict, never stealing is allowed. I mean, you can do it, but you have conflicted. The higher law will always trump over. No matter how inconvenient, constitutional law will always triumph over local laws. Similarly, spiritual laws will always triumph over material laws. And do we have any other questions? Otherwise, I think we can end this satsang. I will chant Purnamadah Mantra, which I have not explained here. Sometime in one of these satsangs, we'll talk about it. It's a powerful mantra. It's a good mantra to end any session with. So I will end the session with the Purnamadah Mantra. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.